Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview on a Friday, October 2nd, 2015. Traders is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Cloudy skies, rain, thunderstorms, just a nasty week. Just can't get rid of this rain. Hopefully we'll see some sunshine over the weekend. Traders, let's get started. Don't want to keep you going here on a Friday. A lot to talk about. Let's get a move on. Let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I am your moderator through the market opening preview series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I will tell you that I do record this during the Asia session. Traders, don't forget, after the New York close today, we have the Friday wrap-up where we'll go over 16 daily charts, and we're looking at basically price action and what we can expect for the week ahead. Traders, I started trading in 2006. In 2008, I retired as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. 9 days later, came to Thailand to celebrate my career as a firefighter paramedic, and well, it's 8 years later, and I'm still in Thailand. Absolutely love it. It's absolutely wonderful. The climate's great, even though this week's been rain and thunderstorms. It's okay. And the time zone is absolutely great to trade the Forex markets. As I start my day early in the morning and end it late at night, I know I don't sit in front of my computers for 15 hours a day, but I am in touch with the markets, and I know when to be there and when not to. Traders, I'm always looking for opportunities and probabilities that when I enter a trade, it'll be successful on my side. All right, that is the name of the game, being successful in trading. Hopefully this will help you out. So today we got NFP, and we'll get to that in just a second. Let's get this legal stuff out of the way. We can get to news and commentary. We'll talk about that. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Most importantly, traders, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's talk about news and commentary. Well, it's NFP Friday today. I was in the New York session last night for me. And I'll tell you, it was a rumble and a tumble at the New York Open, and everything was all over the place, and we have some mixed data as far as numbers coming out as how the markets closed on yesterday. So, we had a couple of things go on. It's pretty funny. The BOJ comes out and says, well, we're not going to do any more easing. We're okay, and everything's great. This morning, I put on my news feed, and I read my news feed, and what does it say? Barclays says the BOJ is going to initiate more easing in its next meeting next month. Like, who do you believe now? It's like unbelievable. Yesterday, they said they weren't going to do any more easing. They weren't doing no stimulus. They were fine with where they're at, and now Barclays says, well, oh, yes, they are. They're doing easing next month. So I have no idea what's going on. And the markets reacted to it. The markets, the yen got strong. The markets thought that was a positive thing and the whole 9 yards. Not 24 hours later, we get a comment saying they are going to continue easing. Unbelievable. That's trading, my friends. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on, how the markets closed. The Dow 30 closed down negative 0.08%, just barely. The S&P was in the green at 0.20% barely, and the Nasdaq closed in the green at 0.15%. The small cap 2000 closed in the red barely at negative 0.05%. Let's go over to the Eurozone, where the DAX closed negative 1.57%. The FTSE 100 out of London closed positive 0.18%. The CAC 40 was negative 0.65%, and the Eurostoxx 50 closed negative 1.02%. Let's come on over to Asia, my side of the world, and remember that these countries are currently trading. The Nikkei 225 is negative 0.45%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is negative 0.46%. And the Shanghai looks like it's closed today, and the Hang Seng is up 2.15%. And the Kospi out of Seoul is barely in the green at 0.07%. Let's take a look at our economic calendar today. We do know that the big news is coming out. We had data in Asia today. We had the Aussie had retail sales month on month, came out within expectations 0.4%. So the Aussie pair did move up a little bit. I haven't seen it since the news came out, but it was moving to the upside. In the London section, session, we have the Great British Pound has Construction PMI, which is a high impact news event today. And as we travel down, of course, the big one is going to be non-farm payrolls an hour before the New York stock market opens, and we also have unemployment rate. And they're not expecting a change. They're expecting it to remain at 5.1%. And, of course, non-farm is coming out. And, folks, that looks like that's going to wrap up our weekend. I don't see much going on. Just let me check, though. Let's see what we have as far as the weekend goes. Are we expecting any data over the weekend? Later in the day, we do have FOMC member Dudley speaking, so just be careful of that. That's going to be at 11 a.m. We'll have Dudley speaking. So that's about it as far as the calendar goes and the markets go. The big thing is going to be NFP traders. Just be aware that this is definitely going to be an issue. And what you need to realize is that you cannot be trading, into NFP. I mean, you've got to be done. You've got to be finished with your trading, because you will get slammed. About probably London lunch is really the latest, but probably 90 minutes into the London session. If you're not in the trade, don't even try to, because what happens is the market gets very low volatility and nobody trades. And we saw that yesterday, where the markets really clammed up and there was very little trades. I always say put your scalp hat on NFP and grab 15, 20 pips and get the heck out of your trades. Myself, I don't trade the news. I trade the effects of the news, but I don't trade on NFP Friday. So basically, I'm going to have the day off today. I'll watch it. It's a good show to watch, but I do not physically trade live accounts on NFP. I won't even be in London session today. I take the day off. Not a bad idea. Go play golf, or if you're on the East Coast, go back to sleep or whatever. I wouldn't be doing London session today. All right, let's move on. We got a lot to talk about. Let's head on over to the euro dollar. Remember, these are 30-minute charts, meaning each candlestick is 30 minutes in duration. We're just above the daily pivot point. I want to see this close below it. Yes, I am still bearish on the euro, folks. I expect this to come down to 1.100 at some point in the near future. So, I'm bearish. I'm waiting for my opportunity to get in this. We're at a great spot. Let's get a candle close below this daily pivot at 1.1173, and let's sell this. And let's do it. Now, if we can get down to our take profit at basically 1140, that's 30 pips in profit. I mean, I go to break even plus like 5 or 7 or something like that. And then I just hold the trade and shut my computer off and hold the trade over the weekend, see if I survived the the storm, right, of NFP, and just hold the sell trade. But I don't know if this is going to do anything. This can go sideways for the whole day today. So we'll see what happens. But it's got to get below this daily pivot before we do anything. Okay, the pound. The pound is in a downtrend at the moment. However, it is has a doji last candle, and it is below the daily pivot. So again, we want to sell this at 1.5130, and we'll take it out at 1.5107, giving us about a 23 pip trade. It's not a lot of pips there, but if it continues down, just keep taking the trade to the downside. But I only want to sell the pound dollar at this point. I think the pound's pretty weak. So now they do have data, as I mentioned, in London session today, so that might give it an upbeat. So just be aware of that. And but the big picture is that the pound is bearish. All right, let's take a look at the Aussie. Now the Aussie has moved up since I've taken a picture of the slide due to their data that came out. So realize that. But basically, we want to close this trend line, and we want to get it down to 0.7022, and we'll get out at the S2 reversal pivot 0.6953. Now that sounds all well and good, and I like that. If we get down, especially past the S1 pivot, I put a little star there where you can see that. If we get below that, it's a wide open space. There's nothing left of the chart here, folks. We could take this straight on down to the S2, and that'd be a great trade today. And I expect that we're going to get good numbers out of non-farm payrolls. So, this dollar strength should continue. The issue is the entry. We've got to get the proper entry, and it's got to get below this support, give us a retest of that trend line, which now comes resistance, and we can short this baby. As you see on the chart, we also have the 200 exponential moving average, and we're going to have to be alert to that as we go through the trading day before we make the entry. All right, traders, also don't forget to go to higher time frames. Keep an eye on your higher time frames. Okay, the Euro Aussie is bearish. If you look left to the chart, you can see it's definitely in a bearish mode here. However, we're sitting right on top of the daily pivot point. Again, this needs to break this pivot point, give us a retest, and then we'll take it at 1.5846, and we want to take it down to 57.46. This is a 100 pip trade if it works. Now, we got some bumps in the road. We got an S1 pivot, and if you look left to the chart, we got some price action that's left to the chart. So we got some, what I like to call Forex junk left to the chart. So we have to be aware of this. If I was to get into this trade, which I'm not because I don't trade on NFP Fridays. I've been beaten up too much, my friends, so I don't do it. But if you was going to get into this trade, you definitely want to, put a very intelligent stop. And you know what I'm saying. Put an intelligent stop on your trade and protect yourself. Okay, let's go over to the Euro Yen. Yes, I am bearish on the Euro Yen. I have not looked at the Euro Yen chart since I took this screenshot after Barclays came out and said that the BOJ was going to continue announce more easing in their next meeting. So I don't know where the Euro Yen is right at this second as I'm recording this. But this is only about 20 minutes old, 30 minutes old, this chart. So, but we're bearish. I want to take this to the downside. However, we're in the middle of a resistance line, the 200 exponential moving average, and then the support, we got the daily pivot. And we're in the middle of this. So we're in this nasty range, and it's got to break. So it either needs to come back up to resistance, where I'd like it to do, and come up to that 134.18 area, and then we'll just sell it. And we'll deal with the daily pivot as we get to it. We know it's going to bounce there. We can see it left of the chart. It's going to bounce at that price area. Why? Well, it's a psychological area. It's 134.00. So you're going to get a bounce there. But if we get in at 18 and we get down to the pivot point, we're going to be break even plus 3, right? So it's going to be a free trade. Let it bounce. If it hits us out, it hits us out. We'll just reshort it again, right? But, these are things you got to watch for. And we'd love for this to come down to 133.46, which would be a very, very nice trade for us today. It's almost a 70 pip trade today if we can get this to work for us. All right, let's take a look at our last currency pair of the day, and that is our New Zealand dollar. Folks, I know you're tired of hearing me say it, but all I want to do is sell the New Zealand dollar. I have no intentions of buying it. And we're in a beautiful spot right now to sell this. We're at 0.6399. We're below the daily pivot point. We basically wanted to get out at 63.71. I know you're saying, Bill, that's only like a 27 pip trade. You are correct. It is only a 27 pip trade. However, we have a 200 exponential moving average right at the S1, and then we have the S1. The only positive news is if you look left of the chart where we want to take profit, it's a wide open space. There's no price action there. And I like that, which tells me this can continue down. So I would monitor this pretty closely if I was to take this short. It's in the sweet spot. It's in the spot that we want it to take this short. It's below the daily pivot point. It's really at a great spot. We just need a really bearish engulfing candle to get in this trade. Okay, so that wraps up our 6 currency pairs. Hopefully you got something out of that. Be careful today. It's NFP. Take the day off. When I started in 2006, 2007, the trading room I was in for like 4 years, Wayne McDonald always used to say, it's NFP day, go play golf or go back to sleep. And I sort of have to tend to agree with him because you can either make money or you can lose it very quickly. And that is just heads up. You don't have to trade NFP, folks. I mean, everybody wants you to trade NFP. You don't have to trade the news to be a successful Forex trader. You have to know it's there, and you have to respect it. I love trading NFP 1 hour after it, right? So, that's the time to trade NFP is 30, 45 minutes after it and trade the results of it. That's how I trade NFP. But I won't be doing it today. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I want to thank you for joining me on this NFP Friday. Have a great trading day. Remember to trade smart, not hard. Traders, don't forget we have the Friday wrap-up after the New York close sometime. I'll get that up and recorded. And we're going to look at about 16 to 20 daily charts. So we'll look at the price action. Please join me for that. Traders, have a great trading day. See you next time. Bye-bye.